welcome into your general tarot cards reading for the second half of October. So in this reading I'm going to use the Golden Rider White tarot cards, and also I'm going to use this deck. It's also Rider White. I just want to go over the flow, that's how it feels. I'm going to use those rune cards as commentary, and those are spiritual message oracles as well. So Leo, without further ado, let's see what the second half of October going to bring you. So this card is representing you or situation, what is crossing you, what is the hidden or underroot things, influences coming from the past, your way of thinking, what you're approaching or what the future might bring. So those three are going to represent things to focus on during the second half of October, things to release, and what would be the best way forward, what will be the most conducive kind of attitudes or actions that you should take. Aye. Those runes, one of them, going to serve as additional commentary to this reading. And I'm going to draw one of those spiritual message oracle cards, and let's see what we're going to have here. Where's the message for you? So is steady, and let's see what this card is telling us. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From the time to time, it is important to go back and learn. Whatever it is, learning old things in new way or learning something totally new, this is an opportunity to expand your mind. That's what the message was for you, Leo, and let's see what we have here. So you and situation is a strength. It's you, Leo. It's you overcoming some kind of difficulties, you being in control of yourself, of situation, being able to see things from the new perspective, and whatever it was, it's like I feel like whatever is happening, I heard conquering, and so whatever is happening, Leo, you're on the top of it, you're conquering it. So what might be crossing you? Five of Wands over here, and Five of Wands is representing people. People playing with wands, you can say that sometimes playful, but basically it might be, when that comes to the work environment, might be representing people who are not really feeling part of the team, people who are not having the right, the common goal, the direction might be not there, people who are pushing and shoving responsibilities, but equally it might be just people try to push you, to test the boundaries. There might be some kind of chaos, lack of organization, kind of things in developing stages as well, things that are kind of teething problems I'm hearing. So some kind of teething problems might be over here, or maybe it's a little bit of chaos in your private family life as well, so things that are just happening, and you just feel like you're being pulled in different directions. So what is underneath here? We have lovers, and at the root of things it might be a decision. That might be, lovers might indicate equally a relationship that might be to do with meeting a significant other, someone who we would like to be with. Oh my god, this card is flying. Equally might be representing some kind of choices we are making in our life. And as you can see, those two people, they're naked, so they have nothing to hide, they're quite happy being vulnerable. And the woman is looking up to the angel, and angel is representing this kind of higher consciousness, this our higher self. And Leo, this might be something to do with some kind of choices you choose to make. And what I'm feeling, the way how comes across to me, you made a right choice and you decided to go with something that is conducive to you, something that you wanted, something that you know it's right, and within your own gut feels like a right decision. So whatever decision it was made, there was a decision that took you on certain course in your life, and you might not even fully realize where it's going to take you, but it feels well. So what is the influence coming from the past? You have a Six of Swords over here, and for some of you, because this has like kind of a multitude of meanings, because as you can see, there is a boat being representing here, a woman and a child and the man that on this boat. There's waters over here, there are far much calmer, the waters over here. There's an indication of some kind of transformation, some kind of travel. Might be indicating a mental, emotional travel, so it's overcoming some kind of difficulties, is to coming to the terms with something, and kind of either mentally traveling or departing from one place to another. Equally might represent a physical travel as well. Equally, what this is representing some kind of our own Leo understanding of certain things, and also of our own attitudes and behavior. So the swords over here on the front of the boat is representing that sometimes we choose to live with certain things and we are taking them on board, and because we're so used to them, we might not longer see them. So wherever we go, we kind of, even though we change, there are certain things that are not changing within our lives because we choose to take them on. There might be some kind of emotional pain, there might be some kind of anxiety, some kind of things that you might accept it, and you carry them with you. So I don't know how many of you Leos you are familiar with that book, Never Ending Story. Apart from the movie, there was a book, one of my favorite books as a child, and there was a story about the lion, that wherever the lion was going, the desert was following him, and the lion could not understand wherever he went there was a desert. And then somebody kindly pointed out to lion that actually he's carrying the desert with him. So there might be very much the case that even though you're able to overcome certain things, you're able to do certain things and be able to be highly successful, there might be some kind of blind spot, and you might be still carrying something that is emotionally difficult, or some kind of anxiety, or some kind of way of seeing things, some kind of perception over there. And this is also those two figures that are talking about the control. So as you can see, this man is kind of taking control over. The woman is giving up the control because she's being taken whatever, and the child is representing also aspect of ourselves. So this might be representing three aspects of ourselves, kind of masculine, feminine, and kind of inner child. Equally might be representing the higher consciousness, the higher self, our conscious self, and our unconsciousness. But what is telling me, this is about the control as well. So sometimes is taking control of things and not necessarily resolving them. So it's managing situation but not resolving a situation, and this is kind of in your past. So there is something that you decided to leave behind. You decided to to go, sorry, that's one of my dogs being irritated by the other. So this might be you actually being whatever happened over here to overcome this. So this is actually amazing, Leo. That looks beautiful. Even though there's a lot of business around you, that looks very good. So I love it. The way how you think. You have underneath, you have that decision, as you can see, and you have this angel on top of it. So Leo, what this is telling you, you are able to see things from a new perspective. There's some kind of clarity, and you know that certain things need to be resolved or dealt with before you can move forward, and you know it, and you're able to balancing things that might sometimes be mutually exclusive, things that are opposites of like on the two end of spectrums, and there might be your own feelings, there may be your own perceptions, but also there might be the way how you managing yourself in relation to others, or you are conducting yourself when it comes to others. And this is beautiful because it looks like your third eye is open. You can see things with clarity, and you're being represented by sun. So the angel over here has a sign of sun, which I'm also carry, and I'm not a Leo, but I love sun though. And this is representing, it's almost, you know, you walked, you went from some kind of transformation. You're wiser. You feel far much better. You are far much more mature. You're kind of in a knowing, and you know it, and that is beautiful. And it looks like you are going from some kind of amazing transformation. And it might be on the spiritual level, but also things that are making more sense to you than ever before, that might have recently. So what is coming your way? Oh, Leo, 9 of Wands. So you see, you have all those people fighting over here. Like there's a chaos, people, they are placing demands, they want this, they want that, back and forwards. And we have this 9 of Wands over here. So this lovely gentleman looks like he has been wounded. So you're able to withstand whatever is coming your way. That's what they say. Even though it might be tiresome, even though it might be very requiring a lot of strength from you, you're able to do it, you're able to overcome it. But this card is coming from a little nugget of information here for you. You might be so much in a fighting mode that your natural response would be like to fight or pick up the fight. Like, you want to fight, it's almost feels like that. It's almost, you might have that kind of reaction. And what they say, whenever you're going to have that reaction, try to think and not react that way. Not react that way, but also what is coming through Leo, there is some kind of I'm hearing growth. I'm feeling that you're going to succeed. You're going to be able to do it, but do not compare yourself with others. Don't compare yourself with others, because that is not the way forward. And if that means that for some of you Leos, you would have to stand alone, you're more than capable of achieving whatever you have to achieve, and you're further down the road than you think. So things to focus on. It's 5 of Swords. It has a multitude of meanings, 5 of Swords, but what I would say, it's 2 things actually came through. To realize when the little situation is going to develop into something far much bigger and dangerous. So it's almost nipping something in the bud, to understand kind of genesis or basis for either a conflict or either a way of thinking that's going to spin from the little thing, and it's going to grow, develop subsequently into something bigger. Equally, what to focus on is to leave others alone. It's or not being put by the others people comments or those people who think they're in the right. Lately I was pulling this card in reading, and what came across that in that particular reading, what it was about tendency to fixing people, seeing negative, reflecting things that we don't like within ourselves, seeing it with other people, try to fix it, not realizing, and then just the way how sometimes messages of this is being conveyed, it's maybe not the message but the how things being conveyed. So what this is kind of telling me, that try to not engage, focus on not engaging with conversation with people that they're not listening that it's, or they are so obsessed with that their way is the right way. Just leave them be. But equally try to look into seeing the patterns within situations spiraling out of control, starting from something small and growing to something that it's kind of unmanageable or bigger, or too much of drama where there was no need for it. So in terms of what to release is a King of Pentacles. That's very interesting. I'm going to pull another card on top of it. Aye, okay. So we have a Magician coming on the top of it. What's to release? So what those two cards they're telling me here, Leo, it's to okay, this is coming, so I have to formulate it. It's about the new approach. It's about learning. Hello, it's all about learning. There we go. It's about learning new things. So what's to release? If you have a certain understanding of things and you are doing them in a certain way, what those two cards they're telling me, Leo, that you almost like have to expand your toolkit, your it's like having more ways of approach or new tactics or new skill sets in order to do whatever you have to has to be done. So you might come to some kind of end of maybe the so maybe in your maybe that was to do with your working life, maybe that with your professional life, maybe with something. You came to the end of the road, so to speak. You kind of reach certain level, and then you have this kind of plateau moment. You are like plateauing. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that kind of level, plateau level, and it's. And the Magician over here is urging you to learn new skill sets. It's almost like learning new technologies, learning new techniques, learning new way of approach, or that's what's coming through. It's about learning, starting doing something else. Maybe for some of you it's going to be physical, so you might be physically learning something new, but equally it might be new technologies over here. That's what's coming. What it will be the best way forward. I love it. It's the moon. A moon is telling me about visualizing and dreaming what is it that you would like, and it's about creating your own. It's going to it feels to me that there might be some kind of dreams or hopes or something that you would like to go for, and it's so if they have been buried or they are there, but you know they're there, but you don't kind of, you kind of running with your everyday life, and you kind of keep forgetting about them. So the best way forward is to bring them into the surface and see what they're going to, where this is going to take you, where this is going to lead you. And the best way forward as well, it's something about the friends and people around you. I hear test them, see who is your true friends are as well. That's what's going through. It's Urus in terms of the additional commentary. Like, Leo, you are enormous force of nature, and go with it. Basically what this rune card is urging you to do, it's to not bottling things up, going with the flow. Don't get frustrated, don't think too much about your frustration. It's just nip things in the bud. That was coming through, Leo, over here for you. So Leo, I think that was an amazing reading. I would like to say a massive thank you for tuning. If this reading has resonated with you, please let me know by commenting, liking and subscribing. You take care. Thank you. Bye.